10 mysterious deep-sea creatures spotted on Google. Our universe, our galaxy, and our planet are the biggest question marks. Even if scientists claim to have researched many aspects of God's creations, they still barely know anything. The world is filled with mysteries like the Bermuda Triangle, and there are other such unexplainable things like, let's say, paranormal activities. People have claimed to experience the presence of supernatural things, but there are no scientific evidences yet. Just like all these mysteries, there are the world's oceans and seas, which are yet again one of the biggest unexplored enigmas. About 95% of the species living in our waters are undiscovered, so we really don't know what's living under the blues except for a few fish and creatures that we ended up catching. So here in this video, I will tell you about the top 10 mysterious deep-sea creatures spotted on Google Earth. Stay tuned to have your mind blown. 1. Kraken. Starting off with one of the most dangerous deep-sea creatures spotted on Google, the Kraken. It is believed that these creatures can wrap their arms around an entire ship and take it down. The Kraken was spotted on Google Earth by monster hunters in search of unusual creatures through a satellite. At first, many claim that it's a giant squid swimming in the South Atlantic Ocean, but later, at a thorough examination of the images obtained from Google, it was concluded that this was in fact a Kraken. Many conspiracy theorists argue over the fact that this was a Kraken who took down 3 boats with crews and passengers back in the 1930s. We don't know if the creature is still out there. We don't know if it was ever out there in the first place. But how else would you explain the Google images? And the boat sinking? And the men being drowned? Don't believe me yet? Here are the Google Earth coordinates of the monster being spotted. 63 degrees, 2 minutes, 56.73 seconds south. 60 degrees, 57 minutes, 32.38 seconds west. You can Google it yourself and see the beast. 2. Mercyside Jaws. Just the thought of a shark gives us goosebumps, let alone a giant shark wandering near a dock. So here's the story of Mercyside Shark, which was spotted on Google Earth near Albert Dock in Merseyside by Simon Hoban. After doing some research and examining the satellite images, it was believed that it is indeed a huge shark swimming in the blues of northwest England. We don't know about the species of the shark or its specifications. We don't know if it's as wild as those regular life-taking sharks. What we do know is that climate change and cold waters might have caused this shark to get out of its usual habitat, and now the poor thing is most probably lost. We have also established the fact that since it has grown up to an estimate of 35 feet, it has probably been around for quite some time, and that it won't be wrong to say that it might end up dying in the near days. But oh, how the people near the dock are petrified of dipping in those waters. 3. Nessie. And now, coming to an ancient long-necked sea beast. This beast is usually believed to be non-existent because of its biological specifications that were made up until recent years. From the early 1930s up until 2014, there are significant events that prove that there might be something like the Loch Ness creature swimming in our oceans. It wasn't until 2 hunters and explorers discovered the images of this creature in 2014 that it started gaining popularity in the eyes of researchers. We still don't have enough information about this animal, and many still believe that there is no way that this creature exists. But if you ever spot a creature with a large long neck with a hump or two coming out of the water, well know you know what it probably is, and if you want to gain a little praise and fame, report the thing to organizations and watch yourself bloom. But also, don't get too excited and jump in the water, because it is still pretty dangerous. 4. Crabzilla. I know what you're thinking. A giant crab. It's hard to bring yourself to believe this one, but let's look at the facts and statistics and see what Google Earth has for us. So basically, back in 2014, an England newspaper published a detailed article about an unusual sea creature spotted in satellite images. The picture sure shows a huge, and I literally mean massive crab coming near the surface of the water. It looks like a monster or a beast because it's said to be 50 feet long. Can you imagine being encountered by a crab that huge? I mean, I see a tiny one lurking on the beach and I yell my throat out. Now here's an even more shocking event. While the crab was spotted so near the surface, There's also another picture of apparently the same crab's claws coming out of the water while two children are playing on the deck above. I don't know if the children saw it, because if they did, they must have ended up wetting their pants. 5. Oak Bay Creature. Looks like 2014 was the year of mystery sea creatures, because in this year there was yet another sea creature spotted near Oak Bay in New Zealand. Peter Witahira, who was a well-known engineer, spotted this long line in the sea on Google Earth with the swirl in the end. So it clearly wasn't a line left by a ship or something. It is believed that this sea creature is a huge and long snake, like the thing swimming in the water. After the creature gained the eyes from a few scientists and researchers, everyone came up with their own set of theories. Some said it might be a lion caused by a whale or a shark, while others claimed that it wasn't just a lion and that it was a moving creature. The creature can't possibly be a shark or a whale itself, since it's too long to be any of that. One of the scientists said it's way too wide for a shark and way too long. It's got to have a lot of weight under the water to create that kind of drag. So you see, we have yet another mysterious and bizarrely long creature swimming near New Zealand. Let's see what's more to come. 6. Huge burrow fish. Coming to the claim of a man about spotting a huge burrow fish near a coastline and a port. This burrow fish is said to be one of the most mysterious creatures ever caught on screen, and by the looks of it, it's pretty horrifying and scary. It looks like it's ready to eat you in a single bite. Usually, if we talk about burrow fish, they are found in seabeds, hiding in their sand holes, waiting for a fish to pass by so they can trap it and feed on it. Now the question is that what was a fish who lives near the seabeds doing near the surface? And if you look at the bigger picture, what was such a huge fish doing in the sea anyways? Many believe that the image was circulated on the internet about this fish was fake and edited, but people who actually did some research and ended up digging further in the matter claim that it is in fact true. Let's just hope we don't see it when we're out in the sea. 7. Massive alligators. Alligators are one of the most creepiest and dangerous wild animals out there. I mean, they're only good when you see them in a cage in a zoo, because otherwise you're most likely going to run as fast as Usain. How about I tell you that people have spotted one of the biggest alligators to have ever existed on the face of the earth on Google. And by massive, I mean as huge as a 2-story building and maybe even bigger than that. I mean, how scary is that? There are many people laughing it out and making memes on it, saying that it is most probably photoshopped, but researchers have to say otherwise. They say that since we have near to no idea what's out there swimming in the ocean, there is a good possibility of this alligator being in existence as well. But sadly, it was only just seen once and has never made an appearance again. So let's wait till it shows up again and we have a better picture of what's true or not. 8. Largest blue whale ever. We all know that blue whales are massive in size and are one of the biggest, or let's just say the only biggest sea creature alive after the Megalodon shark, which existed millions of years ago. Blue whales don't swim in shallow waters because obviously, a creature that huge needs space to move around and needs enough large fish to feed on. But here's something very mysterious and hard on the eyes to believe. A massive blue whale was spotted on Google Earth, and it is believed that this whale might be as long as 200 feet. Can you imagine that? 200 feet? Anyways, so many people believe that it's impossible for such a huge creature to exist, since the last largest blue whale recorded was pretty massive in itself as well, with its whopping length of 111 feet. There are simply so many amazing and mysterious things in our world that it is really hard to believe on these things. Everything's possible, they say. I guess I've just started to believe in that now. 9. The reappearance of the great Megalodon shark. Extinct since the Mosaic period, this shark is said to have reappeared. Since we have established the fact that we don't know about most of our sea creatures, it won't be wrong to say that maybe we simply assume that this great shark is extinct, while some of its species might be out there swimming in the blues. Megalodon is one of the most dangerous sea creatures to have existed on the face of this earth. It is believed that it could easily fight a dinosaur and eat all of it. This shark is so massive that it feeds on huge blue whales to satisfy its hunger. Now coming to why we think it's back. So a few years back, near the coast of an Australian beach, a massive shark structure was seen through Google Earth images. Since no other breed of sharks is that huge, scientists are positive that if that structure is really an actual shark, and not just a shadow, then it's most probably the great Megalodon, because if not that, then we have a new mysterious breed of giant fish roaming in our waters. 10. Massive sea spider. So far, we know that Australians have made their peace with spiders, but now I guess the world will have to adapt to it as well because a huge spider is on its way. A Google image of a massive spider was found a few years back where it was climbing out of the sea and onto a hill. The image is a huge conspiracy and mystery since we don't know if it's genuine or a glitch, because for Google to capture an animal, it sure has to be massive in size to get seen by a satellite. I really can't imagine what it would be like if this spider actually ended up being real. The fun fact is that the island which it was found near is lifeless. So how did this monster spider make it there? Well, it turns out there is a species of spider who can swim, so we believe that it might have swam its way onto the island. We still don't know much about this spider, but scientists are looking into it. Let's wait and watch. All of these creatures are hard to believe, but then again, it's all a huge question mark, a mystery. Now before you go, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, because we are taking the person who hits 20,000 on a world tour. But oh, bad luck. There's a lockdown. Let us know in the comments below if you think any of these creatures are for real. Stay safe.